Hey everybody, and welcome back to another exciting episode of AzBytes. I'm John, and today we've got a super interesting topic lined up for you. We are diving into Sybase or SAP migrations onto Azure. Guess what? We've got an expert in the house, Haider Raza, Senior Cloud Solutions Architect from our Customer Success Unit. Hey Haider.
Hi John, hi everyone. Excited to be here and talk about Sybase migration to Azure.
Yeah, awesome stuff, Haider. Really good to have you here. Let's get started. So, can you give us a quick overview as to what Sybase or SAP ASE actually is?
Sure thing, John. So SAP bought Sybase in 2010 and then changed the name from Sybase ASE and Sybase IQ to SAP IQ and SAP ASE. So Sybase ASE is a relational database management system designed for transaction-intensive application. It's widely used in industries like financial services, telecommunication, and other sectors requiring high-speed data processing.
No, got you. Understood. And you mentioned SAP IQ there, Haider. What is that exactly?
So SAP IQ, previously known as Sybase IQ, is a columnar relational database management system. It's great for high performance analytics and allow distributed processing across multiple servers. It's also known as MPP, so massive parallel processing system.
No, really fascinating stuff. So, Haider, why should customers really be considering migrating from Sybase onto Azure SQL?
Great question, John. There are several reasons for that. First, there is the high and licensing cost and the renewal cost for extended support. Plus, SAP is focusing more on their cloud strategy and HANA adoption, which means fewer innovation for Sybase. And you would be surprised to hear that the last major release of SAP or Sybase ASE was over 5 years ago, and that's a very long period for not having any innovation in a product.
Oh, wow, 5 years ago. I didn't realize it was quite so long ago. But so that move to Azure SQL, what kind of benefits do you think customers would get by doing that transition?
Yeah, lots of benefit, John. Customer can save on licensing and maintenance cost, as I mentioned, access modern features like built-in AI, and enjoy enhanced data security. Plus, Azure SQL offers seamless integration within Microsoft ecosystem, making it easier to leverage Azure AI and other capability. And on top of that, customer could still migrate to SQL Server on-prem if they're not comfortable in moving straight to the cloud because Sybase is the on-prem solution. But with the Azure Arc capability, customer could still get all the benefit while staying on-prem.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Sounds a bit like a win-win all round. Can you tell us a little bit about any of the tools that we got available to help with migration?
Absolutely. So we have tools like SQL Server Migration Assistant for Sybase, in short SSMA for Sybase. And as the name says, this tool is especially designed for migrating Sybase databases to SQL Server. But there are other tools like Azure Data Factory, SQL Server Integration Services. These tools help you streamline the migration process and ensure a smooth transition. And also, the fun fact is, if you don't know, SQL Server was inherited from Sybase a long time ago. And it means Sybase is more compatible with SQL Server when it comes to migrating the workload out of Sybase.
No, really interesting stuff. So, okay, Heidi, let's have a little bit of fun. What's the most interesting migration you've been working on at the moment?
Oh, that's a tough one. But I would say working with a major financial institution to migrate their trading application from Sybase to SQL, that was pretty exciting. It involved multi-tier and multi-region setup, and the results were fantastic.
No, it sounds super complicated, but exciting at the same time, like you say. What about the industries where customers typically lie with Sybase applications? Can you give us a little bit of an insight into where you think they are?
Sure, John. So Sybase or SAP ACE is commonly used in financial services, telecommunication, healthcare, retail, manufacturing, technology sector. I know it's a lot. Um, but for example, some of the top customers of Sybase that include Bank of America, Fidelity, Wells Fargo, AT&T, Verizon, United Healthcare, Walmart, GE, Apple. There are lots of customers using.
Yeah, that sounds super impressive. There is a lot of customers still out there. That's quite the range. I know before we spoke there was something around about the versioning of Sybase at the moment. Can you dig into that a little bit? Give me a bit of information about that.
Great question, John. Sure. So SAP ASE has several versions, with the latest being 16.1, which will be supported until 2030, so 5 years from now on. The version which is widely used across customer is 16.0, which is one before, and it will be out of support by the end of this year, 2025.
Right, got you. So 16.0 at the moment. So customers have really only got that one option to move to 16.1. It sounds like there's a little bit of a lack of innovation, like you mentioned earlier. What do you think that would mean for customers?
Exactly, John. So, with no new innovation and shrinking Sybase DBA community, and that's the big worry for Sybase customers are struggling to adopt modern technology and workload. And this is why migrating to Azure SQL is a smart move. It offers modern features, better resources, long-term value, and support. My advice for customers who are on 16.0, because that's the widely used version at the moment by customers, is move straight out of 16.0 to Azure rather than moving to 16.1, because moving to 16.1 still involve lots of work. So there's no point in doing that, you knowing the fact that there is no new capability you will be getting.
No, absolutely. And like you say earlier on, the benefits that the customers would see over and above that as well it just makes sense, right? So, no, that's great stuff, Haider. So, any final tips that you want to impart to our viewers considering a migration?
Yeah, definitely. So start by discovering and assessing your current environment and planning your migration strategy. We have a strategy in place. So use the available tools which I mentioned earlier to make the process smoother and migrate at scale. And don't hesitate to reach out to support from SQL Server engineering team, from customer success unit, and other communities.
No, super great advice. Thank you, Haider. And to all our viewers, if you are a managed Microsoft customer, do reach out to your account team for any support. But if you're not connect with a Microsoft data partner, check out any of the links below for more information on how to find them. It leaves me one last thing to say, Haider. Thank you for being a fantastic guest on this week's episode, and we'll catch up with you very soon.
My pleasure, and thanks for having me.
No, absolutely anytime. And we will see you all on the next episode of AzBytes. Before then, if you'd hit that like button and subscribe, that would be awesome. And thanks again, Haider. We'll see you soon.
Thank you. Bye.